All right, Miles, let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs find themselves in the news look right after the draft. This is when we love on this channel, finding and perusing through teams' draft picks to find really good gems. We had a few interesting guys to talk about, but the Chiefs, but Brett Veach and company didn't even give us a chance to review the draft picks. They went out and made a huge move after the draft that I think Kansas City fans will really appreciate.
Yeah, Nick, but Chiefs fans do stay tuned because we will cover those sneaky good Chiefs draft picks here in the next week or so. There'll probably be an upcoming video about that, so keep your eyes peeled. But nonetheless, the Chiefs have made an excellent move today, a move that I think they will love, Patrick Mahomes will love. I think this is going to be an all-around great move for the Kansas City Chiefs, Nick. But I want to ask them a question in the comments below. We didn't talk about the draft picks today, but we will. So go ahead, let us know who was your favorite draft pick that the Chiefs made. Let us know in the comments below, and make sure they stay tuned to hear a word from the partner of today's video, Neuro. They have a product that gives you a quick and easy boost of energy. So stay tuned to the end of this video to learn more about Neuro and a special discount for our viewers. Nonetheless, Nick, what is this move the Chiefs have just made?
All right, Miles, let's get right into it. You throw up the report from ProFootballTalk.com. From ProFootballTalk.com. I'll read from it. Short, quick, and easy here. The Chiefs have agreed to terms on a one-year deal with offensive tackle, left tackle, formerly the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Donovan Smith. Tom Pelissero of NFL Media reports the contract is worth up to $9 million. It's a one-year deal, to reiterate that. Miles, I think Brett Veach and company knocked this out of the park. I love the Jawan Taylor acquisition from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, lose Orlando Brown to the Cincinnati Bengals. That just happens. Obviously, they didn't have the money. Orlando Brown wanted big-time dollars. They said, listen, we're not going to give that to you. Brown moved on to the Bengals. Hey, that's just what happens. They went out and got Jawan Taylor, who I think is a quality player, but Taylor is a right tackle. We talked about it a little bit earlier this offseason, how Taylor had been working, moving at left, but I love the fact that Veach and Andy Reid and company sat down and said, listen, we've got Mahomes. We've got a great roster. We've got a chance to win a Super Bowl this year, potentially the year after that. We're not going to potentially ruin an opportunity to win another champion because we got a first-time left tackle going up against, a Bosa, a Khalil Mack, a Chandler Jones, a Max Crosby, or whoever they have to play, and then potentially Mahomes getting injured and ruining the season. We're not going to risk that chance. Well, let's move Taylor. Let's keep him on the right side where he's comfortable. He's good there. Let's bring in a veteran, a former Super Bowl champion, a guy who's protected a Hall of Fame quarterback in Tom Brady, and have him slide in as our left tackle day one going to 2023. I love the acquisition of Donovan Smith. It basically removes so much risk that was going to be some of the concerns with him at both tackle positions. Now that risk is going to be completely mitigated. Great job by Veach and company, in my opinion. Miles, what are your thoughts on this move?
Yeah, Nick, the Chiefs know talent and they remember talent because when Smith was at his best, it's probably that 2020 Super Bowl run where they ended up beating the Kansas City Chiefs. So they probably were able to see his highlights there. I know he's had some up and down years since then, but Andy Reid, former long time, go way back down in the cellar offensive line guy, they're very familiar. I think this Chiefs squad can coach this guy up. And I think it's really important that they know exactly how good a guy like Smith can be. And like you said, why take the gamble on a guy like Jawan Taylor, a right tackle guy? He's making the move to left tackle. Could be good, could not. This team is too good to have coulda, wouldas, or shouldas. They need to know for sure. So get a guy like Donovan Smith, plug him in. Patrick Mahomes is pretty much good enough to make any serviceable player in the NFL a superstar. So, he gets rid of the ball well. He moves around in the pocket well. Donovan Smith looks like a superstar with the Kansas City Chiefs, gets a couple good years, gets mega deal from someone else. Chiefs look like rock stars. Once again, probably win like 5 more Super Bowls with this guy. So I think it's a no-brainer move. I really like the decision, and I like the ability for them to make a quick decision, say, listen, Jawan Taylor at left tackle, not striking confidence. We need to go ahead and shore that thing up. It may work in the future, but right now, we got to have the sure thing at left tackle. So I love this move. Probably the best veteran guy they could have got at the time to put in this position.
Yeah, and one of the things I want to keep reiterating, and we've talked about it sometimes on the show, Mize, is that the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes are competing against history at this point. This is how good they've been the past few years. They're trying to compete against the Aikman Dallas Cowboys, the Joe Montana 49ers, the Terry Bradshaw Pittsburgh Steelers, and of course the Tom Brady Patriots, right? His comp is now historically great. And you don't want to miss out on one of those chances, because obviously these are once in a decade teams. They're the team of the decade right now of the 2020s. You don't want to miss out on a Super Bowl chance because you got a first-year left tackle. He gets beat, Mahomes gets injured, or you get stopped on a key third down, right? We know that victory in the Bengals in the AFC Championship game against the Eagles in the Super Bowl, really close games, came down the final kicks. We know the Chiefs have been involved in a lot of close playoff victories. They managed to pull it out, mainly on the guts of Patrick Mahomes. But if you're a little shaky on the offensive line, you give up a sack, you give up a pressure in the wrong situation, you end up losing the game. We saw that happen a couple of years in the AFC Championship game. So again, I love what Veach is doing. It's all about risk mitigation. When you are as good as Kansas City, when you're a legitimate, the number one top Super Bowl contender, the only thing you really need to do, and it sounds easy, it's easier said than done, but it's just to mitigate the risk, because there's a lot of risk in a game of football, especially in a game that's so many injuries. And credit to Veach and company, they got it done. They mitigated risk to a perfect T, adding a veteran Super Bowl champion, really experienced left tackle in Donovan Smith. Fantastic move by Kansas City. All right, Miles, we would like to give a special thanks to our partner in today's video, Neuro.
That's right, Nick. And I want you to go with me on a journey really fast. I want you to imagine this. It's 4th and goal in the big game, Nick. Your team is relying on you to make the big-time game-winning play. I know you've been in this situation before, Nick. The stadium is roaring. The clock is ticking. The game is on the line. But if only in that moment you were able to have some Neuro Gum. Neuro Gum will help you stay concentrated, and it gives you a burst of energy without a nasty crash.
That's right, Miles. Neuro has thoughtfully curated ingredients and does endless lab testing, which means that you can reach the right state of mind safely and consistently. That's the most important part. It gives you a clean burst of energy and focus without the jitters of coffee or any of those other energy drinks.
That's right, Nick. And if you click our sponsor link in the description below, you can enjoy energy, calm, and focus whenever you need it.